Would you comment on that?
Thank you.
Well, the world has changed and is constantly changing. And we can see that ever since President Obama announced in 2011 his Asia pivot policy, we have seen growing interest of the United States in Asia. And we've also seen that US-India strategic partnership has deepened. We have no comments to make on any two sovereign countries making any two decisions about their relationship. Our only concern arises when such a partnership has any negative impact for Pakistan. It is in that context that we have been voicing our concerns diplomatically, through diplomatic channels and also publicly to the United States government that as a global power, you have a responsibility towards South Asia, which requires an even-handed approach and a level playing field. We believe that commercial interests should not jeopardize prospects of peace and stability in our region. When I say commercial interests, you are well aware that after the 2008 waiver given to India, there have been a score of several nuclear deals whereby different countries have engaged in nuclear commerce with India. And that in turn has afforded India the ability to transfer its own missile material for military purposes, which is outside the safeguards. So the action that was taken in 2008 has a direct implication for South Asia's peace and security, for the arms race that India is instigating because of the edge it has achieved in nuclear commerce. And we believe that it's not auguring well even for global non-proliferation objectives. Somebody mentioned high politics. Again, high politics basically means that your strategic interests of global powers and their interest in dealing with India because of whatever reason, mainly commercial, economic, and also perhaps political. Again, we have no issues with that. Our only issue is that it should not lead to strategic instability in South Asia. That's our only. So therefore, we have always been calling for a level playing field and for a balanced approach. The lady asked about the impact of MTCR. Pakistan has not applied for MTCR. We will do so only when we believe that we are ready for it and we need to do so. NSG is different. There we believe that we are fully eligible, and I enumerated a number of factors which we believe make us eligible for joining the NSG. In fact, in certain ways, in certain areas, our credentials are even stronger than India's. I can give you one or two examples. Pakistan has all its nuclear facilities under item-specific IAEA safeguards, all. Whereas in case of India, it is the major parts of India's civilian program which remain outside IAEA safeguards. So this is a big difference. Similarly, on CTBT, our position, Pakistan is an accredited observer state to the CTBT and has voted in favor of the treaty at the General Assembly, whereas in case of India, it does not participate in CTBT and had also voted against the adoption of the treaty. We have an independent regulatory authority which is called Pakistan National Regulatory Authority, PNRA. Whereas in case of India, it's the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, which acts as regulatory body, and they do not have an autonomous independent regulatory body yet because of, I think, some legislative issues in the parliament where it's stuck, and so on. There are quite a few areas where we believe that we have an edge because we are working hard ensuring that we act as a responsible nuclear state, that we remain a part of the mainstream global non-proliferation regime, and I think the world will be better off with Pakistan in the global non-proliferation regime than out of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Foreign Secretary. Other questions? I'll take one more round. Yes, please.
One small comment.
Dr. Shaukat Hamid Khan.
I'm a lab scientist. I used to work in the Atomic Energy Commission at one time. Sometimes the script we have discrimination. Without the discrimination that followed the 1974 explosion in India, you would never have done what the Atomic Energy Commission did. And I'll just share a small incident with you. I was sharing a table with Senator Larry Preston at the State Team event in Oxford. And I said, thank you for the Pakistani bomb. Because lazy people, they did the explosions, put the embargoes on us. We shut down our reactor. We said, okay, can we do this? And gradually, 8-10 years down the line, we had complete fuel cycle. Discriminations are good enough. But you're absolutely right that now we both reach that stage where we would like to see the other side of the table. But sir, the other thing is, I don't think there is any stability issue involved. Because ultimately it's just a game of numbers. And one nuclear bomb going across is as bad as 30 going across. So, ultimate goal should be denuclearization of the entire nuclear arsenal in the world. These are long-term hazards.
So, any other question? Yes. See, I can't see too well over there with the blinding lights of the television. Identify yourself.
This is Majid, research fellow here at CISS. My question is regarding the expected NSC meeting in October 2016, and where Obama administration would be pushing India's membership before the next presidential elections. So, what has changed between the June 2016 and the upcoming meeting in last 4 or 5 months, in your assessment regarding India's case in the NSC? So, what has changed in these last 3-4 months, and what are the expected results? Would there be a stalemate like it was in the previous meeting, or will there be some movement in that regard?
Thank you. I'll take one more question. Yes, please.
Thank you so much. My name is CISS-Atlantic and I'm from National Defense University. I have a short comment. Basically, as we know that states in the international system pursue the national interest, which is the case of Pakistan and India. But I would like to comment what will be in the interest of international, what will be in the interest of the world. Basically, as we know that Pakistan is facing electric shortfall, which are leading to economic downfall, which are leading to frustration and terrorism, which is the most important issue which the world is worried about. So, terrorism can have the domino effect all over the world. So, Pakistan should be provided the NSG membership so that it can meet its synergy requirement. Thank you so much.
Just the Foreign Secretary to address the questions that have been raised.
Certainly, sir, Dr. Hamid mentioned about the positive effects sometimes of the discriminatory policies. Some people say that aviation industry owes its progress to World War II, but really is that the way how we want to achieve progress? That's the opportunity cost that is brought by that progress is not acceptable. I think there are better ways for the world to progress, and therefore we believe that discrimination is not a good way. We don't want to go in that direction. We believe that our program should continue to be defined by credible minimum deterrence that answers your numbers game. We are not into numbers game. And you yourself remarked that one reform can create destruction. You can do the same destruction 20 times as achieve better. So there's no point in indulging in number game. We are for credible minimum deterrence, and we determine that credible minimum deterrence ourselves. Some somebody talked about the developments in Seoul meeting in the nuclear suppliers group and the expected result and what has changed. Well, the Seoul group brought before the world that NSG is not unanimous or united or is not yet ready to admit India. There was a voice for holding discussions on the legal and political and technical aspects of expanding NSG and admitting NPT, non-NPT states. Pakistan has a position on it, and as I indicated, we believe that we are eligible, that our application is as strong. Since 2004, we have come a long way in bringing the element of responsibility and restraint into our nuclear profile. The world acknowledges that. We believe that the kind of strides we have made in nuclear safety. Here I see some of the former chairman of the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission sitting, and they will bear me out that in 4 decades we have never had any nuclear accidents, whereas there are so many other countries which have suffered that. On nuclear security, again, our record is impeccable. Somebody asked me about terrorism, which is a cross-cutting issue and can have a domino effect. I want to tell you that at a time when Pakistan was really in the throes of terrorist threat from 2006 onward to 2012-13, I can say as a Pakistani with great deal of satisfaction that not once ever anyone in rhetoric or in practice threatened our nuclear facilities. Even no terrorist came ever close to that, because the multi-layered security structure is good, effective, and plus the people of Pakistan have the ownership of nuclear program. Nobody dare talk anything negative about it, because people of Pakistan believe that this is for the ultimate defense of the country. We do not have any aggressive ambitions. We do not have any aggressive designs. It's for our defense, and we are entitled to it. And people of Pakistan believe that against the security threat that we have repeatedly seen implemented from our eastern neighbor, we need that kind of defense. So nuclear security is something on which we have paid special attention. And as you must have seen, that we participated actively in the nuclear security summit process. We recently ratified the amended CPPNM, and so on and so forth. A number of measures have been taken, and we are very proud of our track record. Then the third area, command and control. Again, we have worked very hard on command and control. All our nuclear assets remain under centralized command and control, and therefore that should give confidence to the people of Pakistan, to the people of the region, to the international community, that Pakistan takes this responsibility very, very seriously. Our command and control also is robust and is managed by a national command authority, which is headed by the Prime Minister, which regularly meets as required. The fourth area is, of course, export controls, and ever since the adoption of Export Control Act of 2004, we have come a long way. The world knows that. Take, for example, just NSG. We have already declared unilaterally, we have declared adherence to NSG guidelines. We know that our lists are also in line with the control list, export control list of Australia Group as well as MTCR. So we take these responsibilities very seriously. In fact, the gentleman, Dr. Zafar, who spoke there, he is the head of the Strategic Export Control Division, which is still another layer besides PNRA, and that we have introduced so that there is no trade in commerce of dual-use technologies. So we have to be very, very careful, and this is all part of the responsible posture that we have assumed in this whole scenario. Somebody also talked about which NSG countries are supporting Pakistan. I think this is not a discussion for public debate, but we know that we are in touch with several countries. It's not a question of supporting Pakistan or supporting India. The issue is that there has to be a criteria which should be applied in a non-discriminatory manner. and both the non-entity countries, in fact there is another one outside, should all receive a similar treatment based on a criteria which should be applied based on our own credentials, and we believe that we have sound credentials. We are not short on any count, and we can defend our case very well wherever it is required. We are interacting with the NSC members. Many find our viewpoint very, very apt and appropriate, and we have received support from several countries on the viewpoint that we have. So we are confident that the better sense will prevail in the further meetings of the NSC. We don't know when that meeting would happen, but whenever that meeting happens, we are confident that the world will see the reason for treating the application of Pakistan and India on parity